The Health and Safety Hero campaign objective in this area of activity will seek to highlight a number of critical areas that require particular attention. It will provide guidance on how to effectively deal with these, including practical measures that can be taken to ensure that those using woodworking machinery and equipment have received training, including training in methods of work, the risk created, and the precautions to be taken. You must ensure training is provided in a number of key areas, including manual handling, first aid, and so on. For the purpose of this presentation, we will be looking at woodworking machinery and covering these specific areas in other presentations, part of the Health and Safety Hero campaign. So in terms of your requirements for training, you'll at least need to do training for your machine operatives every 3 to 5 years, but the needs of their training will be different depending on who they are. So if they're a new recruit to the industry, or they might be coming from another company but already from the industry, or your current machine operatives, as well as your managers and supervisors. So in terms of new recruits, whether they're young or old, they're going to have no experience of using the machines at all. So ideally you want them doing training that's going to lead to a qualification. This may be via the apprenticeship route, or they may just do a straight NVQ. So in terms of employees coming from within the industry, so from another company, you'll need to establish what qualifications and experience they already have, but crucially, you must provide additional training to ensure the safe use of your machines and equipment, because they will be different from what they've used before. So for an example on tenoners, there are a range of tenoners in use today, and each one will have many different safety operations to consider. If you look at this tenonner, there are 2 heads at the front, 2 at the back, plus the saw, 5 heads. But they may have used a tenor that only has 2 heads, so it's important that they have training on how to use this particular tenonner. So thinking about your current employees, you'll need to do refresher training. Now the HSE require you to do refresher training at least every 3 to 5 years. If they're using the machines regularly, then you need to do it every 5 years. But if they're using them less frequently, it needs to be at least every 3 years. Other times you might need to consider refresher training for your employees is when there is a process change, an operation change, or you have an accident that requires the new training. And for managers and supervisors, these will need specific training to ensure that their staff operate machinery safely and legally. For instance, in regards to guarding, protection and jigs. In this example, you'll see that the guard is positioned too high for the material being sawn. The supervisor or manager must have knowledge on where the guard should be positioned and the confidence and authority to intervene to ensure safe practice is followed at all times. Furthermore, this operation should only be carried out using a push stick to avoid injury. Again, the manager or supervisor should be able to identify and intervene to ensure safe practice. You can find more information about supervising for safety in woodworking via this HSE guide.